Welcome to Melbear's Weird and Wonderful. Today I will show you how I made this very cute lemon lime themed lava lamp tumbler with little clay lemon and lime chunks. I put out at least one new video every week, so please do subscribe. I'll be doing another version of this tumbler probably this coming week right after this tumbler, which is similar with a different spin on it, so I hope you can tune into that one as well. Thanks so much for watching. Alright, so today we're going to make a lemon lime snow globe tumbler with dyed baby oil and dyed glycerin. So for this project we're going to need a hollowed wall tumbler. I've already drilled this one out. If you need help drilling out tumblers, I have a video up about that. You're going to need a vegetable glycerin. You're going to need baby oil. You're going to need two kinds of coloring. A water-based food coloring. The one I'm using is from Clubhouse. I do have some new ones coming that are also water-based. You have to use a water-based food coloring or this will not work. And for the baby oil, to dye baby oil, you have to use an oil food coloring. And I keep getting people commenting on the videos that the tumbler doesn't work. You have to use oil food coloring or it will not work. It'll all just mix into one thing, and you cannot use the oil food coloring to dye your glycerin. It has to be a water-based food coloring like Clubhouse or another water-based food coloring. It cannot be oil-based. If you use alcohol ink or resin dye or anything else, it tends to bleed into the tumbler, so you're just going to get a big mess. So make sure you're using the appropriate things or the tumbler will bleed and it won't look proper. Another thing we're going to use are these little lemon lime clay slices, and these are fairly readily available. I did buy these off Amazon. I've seen them all over the place. You could technically even make them if you wanted to, but they're pretty reasonable to buy. So we're going to start out with dyeing our baby oil. So we're going to use, to dye the baby oil, you're going to use the oil food coloring in green. And I actually had some left over from another project. So all you do is put the baby oil into a bottle and then you're going to drop an appropriate amount of coloring. I think for this one I did about 2 drops. It's pretty potent stuff. Put 1 drop in, shake it up, see what color you've got. And once you've reached your desired color, then you can put this into your tumbler. And then we're going to dye up our glycerin. And for the glycerin, we're going to use yellow food coloring. And we're going to use approximately 30 milliliters of the vegetable glycerin. You do not water down the glycerin, just pour it just as it is. And we're going to add some of our food coloring. I'm going to add about 5 drops and we'll see if that's enough color to make this the color we want, and that looks pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to add this to a squeeze bottle so it's easier to get it into the tumbler. Also here, first we're going to add our little clay chips. So there isn't a very simple way to get these in or an easier way. You just have to poke them in through the hole. So I'm going to use probably about a teaspoon of each one of these. You don't have to put both kinds in if you don't want, but I want this to be lemon lime, so we're going to do lemons and limes. All right, and then we're just gonna lightly tap these into the tumbler. I find the best way to get these in is just put them on the tumbler, and then I just do this and shake it with my hand over it. But it doesn't film very well, so I'll just be back when I've got all the clay pieces into the tumbler. All right, so we've got all of our clay pieces into the tumbler, and now we're going to add our vegetable glycerin. All right, so we've got our vegetable glycerin in the tumbler, and now we're going to add our baby oil. All right, and now I've got the baby oil in the tumbler as well, and you can see how happy this is. It's very fresh looking. I can imagine drinking a nice lemonade out of this. Something frozen in the summer. Let's see what that's going to look like. And I'm going to seal this up, and then we'll show what it is going to look like properly. I have a great video on sealing tumblers, so watch that if you're having issues sealing your tumbler. And here is our finished tumbler. I love this. This would be such a fun summer tumbler. It's winter right now, but for summer this looks like it'll be a lot of fun. And if your glitter is getting stuck up at the top, you just gotta shake it. Like, you gotta shake it probably quite firmly, like this, and then just you can see it starts to come down easier. Hope you can see the yellow in there. I may make this one again and put some white icing dye into the yellow, so it'll be like a yellow frosting type dye. But this is definitely a fun one for summer. The little clay chunks do tend to stay with the glycerin, not 100%, but it's more like it's raining little clay chunks with the glycerin. They do fall out of it a little bit, but they do tend to stick with it too. And here's a tumbler against a white backing, just so you can just see the distinguishing yellow and green. It's a little hard to see without the white background. In person, it's very bright, but it's hard to capture it with the camera. But thanks so much for watching. I put out at least one new video every week, so please do subscribe if you enjoy the content, and please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.